This recording will be sent to you tomorrow. So if you do have to leave early or if you missed something, you can always go back and watch that recording. Like I said, that will be sent out tomorrow. If you've got questions, feel free and put those in the chat. Even if Jocelyn can't see them, we will be able to bring them up throughout the presentation, as well as there's typically some time for Q&A at the end as well. So with that, I'll toss it over to Jocelyn so she can introduce herself and get things started today.
Thank you so much, Kristen. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jocelyn Castaños, Associate Dean and Director in the College of Business for our Management and Leadership programs. I'm thrilled to see so many of you here so early in the year. It's a great way to start the year. And I'd like to point it to Vincent to introduce himself, Dr. Vincent Franklin. You're
All
muted, Vincent.
right. I was
There you
double
go.
muted. I was double muted. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome, and Happy New Year. My name is Dr. Vincent Franklin, and I work in the School of Business. I'm one of the course instructors there. I teach a couple of the classes, and I'm glad to be here and glad to see so many of you in this program. Thank you. Up to you, Jocelyn.
Thank you so much. Well, today, here's our agenda. What I'd like to tell you about is a little bit about the partnership that WGU has with the National Black MBA Association. It's a very exciting partnership. I'd like to give you some club updates and to talk to you about the opportunities that are available to you as you see listed here if you become a member. So let's get started right off. I'm so glad that Kristen mentioned in the introduction about networking because that is so important and this is a great way to network. As you can see here, a whopping 70% of jobs that people are obtaining in their lives are through networking. They're not through finding the job on LinkedIn and applying, but it's about connecting with other human beings, and that is so important. One of the books that I recommend that I read in my search to end here at WGU is the 20-minute networking interview. And it's a very prescriptive way of how can you connect with people? How can you reach out to them in LinkedIn, connect with them, and start building that network? The time to build that network is not when you graduate and you're looking for that job. The time is now. And actually to continue to nurture that network over the years so that when you decide to make a move, you also have great connections to make that move happen. So let me tell you about our partnership. It's a very exciting partnership because we are the first and so far the only online university that has this type of partnership and a virtual club. We call it a virtual club rather than a chapter because if you're familiar with other collegiate chapters, they exist on campus, right? On a physical building. We are the only one who has partnered with National Black MBA and that has a virtual chapter. That virtual chapter has conducted 22 professional development opportunities. We have them on a monthly basis. We have 8 professional development opportunities planned for you this year that are very exciting. If you've missed any of the past ones and you're interested in them, we will also let you know how to be able to see those because we do record them and make them available. We realize you're busy and may not be able to attend. We've awarded 6 scholarships totaling over $75,000. We have 15 scholarships available this year. In 2024, and you can apply for them as a new student to WGU or as an existing student if you are going into a new program. Let's say that you finish your BSBA management and you said, you know what, I'd like to get an MBA. You can apply for them. They're not only for the MBA. I know it may be a misnomer, the National Black MBA Association, but anyone is welcome searching for any degree. So all of you are welcome. And also all of you are welcome from all races, ethnicities, genders, backgrounds. It's about promoting a place where we can help our underserved populations succeed and get empowered. And all of us can join. We've attended 3 annual conferences. We are attending one this year and we'll be also sponsoring 5 students. So that's another opportunity where you can get sponsored to attend a conference. And the students that attended last year in Philadelphia, we had a blast. Not only did we have a blast, but they made such great connections. There were over 300 companies that were hiring. We, as a matter of fact, were there hiring and interviewing on the spot. We had 18 interviews. So it was a very exciting time. We were named in 2022 Academic Partner of the Year and highlighted on the National Black MBA website. And we have over 500 members. That includes you students, but also alumni, faculty, and staff as well. As I said, 10 events happening this year. And the conference this year, already the date is there, so save the date. It's going to be in Washington, D.C. from September 17th to the 21st. And as a matter of fact, not only when you join the National Black MBA, you can join the WGU chapter, which is online, but you can also join your physical chapter that's closest to you. I happen to be in Maryland, close to Baltimore, so I joined the Maryland Greater Area chapter, and they do some great face-to-face events. How do you become a member? So if you're already excited and you're wondering, well, how do I become a member? You become a member by first becoming a member with the National Black MBA. And once you join them, then you can come to our wgu.edu/NBMBAA and join our chapter. Here are the membership prices. Time to join is now before you graduate. As you can see, the more experience, the more degrees you have, it's a little bit more money. So as an undergrad, it's $30 per year and you renew every year. As a graduate, it's 45 per year, and they periodically have sales going on. So you always want to watch out for those 20% off sales that we advertise on our LinkedIn group. With that membership, you have access to all benefits from the National Black MBA, but also to the benefits from WGU, as I mentioned, the scholarship. You can have opportunities to present in some of our professional development, so you can start polishing your presentation skills and developing that area in your professional life. You can also become an ambassador or a president chapter. We are going to be looking in 2024 to involve students more and to have you join our advisory group. Dr. Vincent Franklin and I are part of that advisory group, but we would like to have students represented as well so that we know what you need, what you're looking for, and we can make the organization serve you better. Another opportunity that you have is to attend the regional events, as I mentioned, in your areas. So make sure you're always in our LinkedIn group looking for those things that we'll be advertising. Here's a great lineup in 2024. We are starting on January 18th, will be our first one. Mastering the transition from individual contributor to manager and leader. That's going to be an amazing presentation. We're also going to be raffling a book there, The Manager's First Aid Kit. If you are thinking about going into leadership, don't wait until you get there. Sometimes when we make that transition from individual contributor to a leader, it can be very challenging. So start preparing yourself. Prepare yourself for the job that you want to have in leadership already. In February, Dr. Vincent Franklin himself will be presenting for us Leadership as a Lived Experience. March, I'm very excited about our presenter. Nisa is going to be talking about unmasking imposter syndrome. We've all felt it at times. I'll raise my hand. She is an expert in social emotional learning and will be telling us about how we use those skills to unmask imposter syndrome and conquer it. And as you can see, there are many, many other opportunities. But on the wgu.edu/nbmbaa/webinars website that I'll put on the chat soon so that you can click on that, you'll see all those opportunities. You can register for them and you can also view past events. The scholarship, which I'm sure is something that's of interest to you. As I mentioned, we will have scholarships this year, and there will be 15 of them. Once you are a member, you have to be a member of National Black MBA to apply for them. You can go to our Partner Connect website and apply for that scholarship. And once you apply, you'll hear from our scholarship team. It is for, oops, let me go back. It is a scholarship for $2,500 and it's split into 4 terms. If you have already paid, because you can apply 90 days prior to your start, or 30 days within 30 days of starting your new program. Once you apply and if you earn the scholarship, it'll be credited to you. Here's the group of great advisors, faculty, staff, mentors, instructors, all of us that are excited about bringing you these opportunities who work together to bring all the events that we make happen throughout the year. And we're looking forward to adding names here of students who can serve with us. So if you're interested in that, we will keep you in the loop. How can you learn more? Obviously, by going to our website, wgu.edu/NBMBAA, but also by emailing us at nbmbaa@wgu.edu, and we would be more than happy to give you the information that you're looking for and to connect with you offline. That's all I had because I wanted to leave time for questions and to see what we can help you with, what you want to learn more about. And I think I'll stop sharing so that I have full view of the chat here.
Yes, and I'll give everybody access if you want to come off mute. So you can come off mute or you can enter your questions in the chat, either one.
And I
Thank
see,
you for
thank you
the
so much, Kristen, for putting those links in the chat.
thank you for the presentation. My only question is I'm pursuing two things. I am in management right now. I work for the Oakland Housing Authority in California. And the two things I am pursuing is number one, an MBA. And then number two, I'm transitioning from a, it's kind of strange. I'm transitioning from a management position to cybersecurity. And I don't want to do management yet. I don't think that's practical coming from management to cybersecurity and looking at doing cybersecurity management yet. So with those two things, um, how can you assist me, please?
Absolutely. And can you pronounce your name for me? I want to make sure I say it right.
It is pronounced Sharif.
Sharif. Thank you so
And,
much for that
and
question,
thank you
Sharif.
for a great presentation and this opportunity. It really does help when you are pursuing a degree and you are a working student and you have other avenues to support you to get to your professional goal. It really does help a lot. I really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, Sharif. I would say the great thing about the National Black MBA is that we have folks from all walks of life. So, for example, when I mentioned that there were over 300 companies at the conference last year, you name it, Microsoft, Amazon, whether it's a technology company or a consulting company, universities, government institutions, they were all there. So I think that gives you a great opportunity to connect with various companies and industries, regardless of exactly what you're going for right now. Because if you're going for cybersecurity, even though that's very specific, in this day and age, technology is being used in every single company. I doubt that any of us can have a job nowadays where we don't use technology. So I think that helps you connect with any institution where you can go and work inside those institutions within your cybersecurity expertise. And by being a part of the National Black MBA and connecting and networking with all these individuals, it can open up so many opportunities for you. I hope that's
Thank-
helpful.
Yeah, thank you. That's like spot on the target. Because really what
Yes,
I'm looking for is and we can say this nowadays. I'm looking for support to um how do I say this? Um meet more people in a different industry because the cybersecurity compared compared to property management, which is what I do right now, is very different.
very different. If you don't have those contacts, Sharif, sometimes it's very hard to make it.
I
The other
agree.
thing that I will mention, not just for you, but for everyone here, is regardless of industry, if you looked at the list of things that we're doing, for example, in June, we're doing one around how to build your resume. And Jeremy will be presenting. And I met Jeremy at the national conference, and he was presenting there. And he has such a great way of how to help you create an amazing resume so that you can kind of bid these models where you're trying to get your resume out there. I don't know if any of you have been in this position, you apply to a million places, you don't hear back. So I think having a very good resume to begin with is a very important step. Then second, we want to do one about how to tell your story. There's another presentation in July. And as you can see, we're doing them in the summer as we're building up to the conference so that you know how to tell your story, how to present yourself. So that when you come to the conference, if you attend, you are empowered to make those contacts that Sharif was mentioning about and getting into those industries where you want to get into. In addition to what we offer, the National Black MBA also offers their own professional development, their own trainings, their own courses, etc. So there's so much available to you by joining us that it's a win-win situation. And let me put in the chat while you guys are thinking about questions, the webinar link. That link is where you can register for all webinars. If you've missed our summer webinars where we were prepping people up for the conference and you don't want to wait till the summer, we had a great webinar, for example, last year on how to set up your LinkedIn profile and how to be able to start networking. So you could always go to the playlist of past webinars and take advantage of those. I'm going to put that link in the chat as well so you can benefit from that.
Is that also the location for joining with your association? Because I want to do that right now.
Absolutely. So the location for joining is the very first link that Kristen put. That's how you join the national one. And then the very second link that Kristen put, and thank you, Kristen just put it in there again. So NBMBAA.org/join NBMBAA. I know it's a mouthful. That's how you join the national organization. And once you do that, you'll get an ID. You need that ID number, your membership ID number, to join our chapter. And you join our chapter at wgu.edu/NBMBAA. And I'll put that link in there as well.
Thank you, Jocelyn. I appreciate your support.
Absolutely. Others, you can raise your hand or you can put the questions in the chat. Be happy to answer anything that's in your mind. Okay, trying to join, but it's giving me a cost of experience versus graduate. Very good question, Edward. We get that all the time. So make sure that you are putting that you are a student. And you can leave your professional experience out so that they charge you the student fee. Later on, once you join and you pay your membership and you're in there, you can always go back and update your profile. And when you are updating your profile, do make sure that you are listing WGU as your institution. That's also how the National Black MBA assumes that you are a part of our chapter. I'm so glad you tried that and asked that question. That's awesome. Thank you, Edward. And congrats on pursuing your MBA. Exciting. We have some exciting graduation places this year. You're currently a member. Yes, Ness, great question. We do offer 5 students the opportunity to sponsor them for the conference. So if you get into our chapter or if you're already in our chapter as you are, Ness, be on the lookout for those emails. Last year we sent out an email and we started recruiting, and I connected with 5 awesome people who got to attend the conference on us. And it was a great opportunity for them. It was also a great opportunity for us to meet them. We had a social event where we had Sage attend with us, and we had some great photo ops. So if you are a member and you go to our LinkedIn group, you'll see a lot of those posts from last conference, and you'll see them this year again. So we look forward. If you're interested in that, we look forward to connecting with you. Qualifications for being sponsored in the conference, obviously that you are a student. Buzz, who's here, another one of our advisory group, contacted folks who were interested, asked some questions. We wanted to make sure these were folks who were students still, that you were a student, that you were pursuing your degree, that you had the availability and the time. It is a very busy conference. There are workshops all day long. There are activities at night. Boys to Men was in the opening party, so I was there and had the opportunity to do that. We had a lot of fun. So we wanted folks who had the time, who were going to devote the time to go to the workshops to really make the most out of it. So that's kind of what we asked for. And also that you were going to be able to take the time to talk to us. because we wanted to talk to individuals and see how this benefited them, interview them, even do maybe some recording so that we could have testimonials to then bring them to meetings like this and entice others to join the organization. So that's what we're looking for, folks who want to really take advantage of this, who have a purpose for going. Um, yes, we party, but that you also going to attend the sessions and learn from them and get the most out of them. It was spectacular. It was my first time at the conference, but it was spectacular. I'm really looking forward to next year in DC, which will be my backyard. So, yes, you joined with the very first link, the national organization. So let me pop that in again because I know we've popped in a lot of links. You join the national organization at that link. And then once you do that, you go to WGU's chapter at wgu.edu/NBMBAA. And in addition to those of you who are interested in joining that I'm seeing in the chat, also spread the word. We will always want to reach more students. We're always looking for ways to, how do we reach other students? I know there's information about these chapters, not only National Black MBA, but other chapters that we have at the university. And we have a little bit of them sprinkled in this original student orientation. We are trying to get something into the online orientation, not just the cohort. And we also send out emails every month to new students who join us, but spread the word. Sometimes, students hearing from other students who are benefiting from it. And I know a couple of you said that you're members already. So if you've taken advantage of that and you want to come off mute and share how that's helped you, that would be wonderful. Great idea, Gertrude. Before you finish that bachelor, sign up with the undergrad fee. Absolutely. I'm also going to put the LinkedIn group chat in the chat. We have a LinkedIn group because that's a great way to get connected. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, that's going to be key to start networking. You can also join our LinkedIn group. That's how we tell you all the time about what's going on, what sponsorships are happening, about the scholarship, about our professional development events, about any job opportunities. So we tell you through that group, but also on the National Black MBA website, you can always log in, search for jobs there, apply for jobs there, upload your resume, fill out your profile, and really start networking and looking for those opportunities that you want to achieve.
Jocelyn, I have a question,
Mhm.
more just like thinking about your advice, right? For our students who are getting ready to take that next step, what, you know, are what I think your top three things, let's go with, that you would recommend that they work on now before they graduate so that they have a successful, whether it's job search, career transition, after they complete their degree, whether it's an MBA or something else here at WGU?
Great question, Kristen. I would say number one is networking. So joining this association is an opportunity to do that, making sure you're on LinkedIn, making sure you really prepare your profile in an excellent manner. And like I said, we have a webinar for that. So networking, I would say, is the number one. And then number two would be, preparing that resume, making sure it tells the audience what you're capable of. You know that as you're taking courses here with us at WGU, you are completing competencies, right? Those are action words of things that you can do, and making sure that your resume reflects what you can do and what you can bring to a company. So that's number two. And then number three, as you're a student, is continuing to learn. Continuing to learn. We're never done. I'm a student myself. Yes, associate dean in a college of business, but also a student working on my seventh degree now. Um, just continue to learn, whether it's from your instructors here, from your mentors in the university, but also from professional development opportunities that are available to you online. We are never done learning. The world is always changing, so we need to stay on top of the changes. I'd say those would be my three. Making sure you're networking, you have that strong resume to transition. Don't go to update it and like try to backtrack the last 20 years. Make sure you're updating it as you go along if you're planning on making a transition or getting a new job. And then third, just continuing to learn. We love lifelong learners. If you are finishing up a degree, I saw someone said, they're finishing up their BSBA, go right into the MBA if you have that opportunity and continue to learn and to grow. If you did complete, I have a lot of students who complete one master's and come back right back to another. Sharif, you mentioned you're in cybersecurity. We happen to have an MBA ITM for IT. So there's always that opportunity to continue to develop yourself.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to throw a shameless plug in too here really quick, Jocelyn. If
Sure.
anybody has needs some help with their resume, career services is available for you for life. So you might see that on some other university commercials. While it is not on the WGU commercials, it is available to you for life. Resume support, if you need career coaching, all those things are available from our team indefinitely even after you complete your degree. So something I recommend taking advantage of for sure, in addition to, of course, growing your network with a professional association like National Black MBA Association. Go back to the chat for Katie's question. Would this club be good for
Absolutely.
first generation college students as well to help us get into our first professional role? I love that question.
Same here. Love that question, Katie. Absolutely, yes. I think that I'm a first generation student myself, first one in my family to earn a degree, to get a doctoral degree. All 60 of my closest family members were there because it was such an accomplishment for them to see that happen. And sometimes we don't know the routes. We don't know the ins and outs because we don't have, I look at my children now, and obviously one of them is working on a master's, the other on an undergraduate. They had me as an example, and they always come to me and ask me questions, sometimes way too many questions. Mom, what do you think the professor is saying? And I say, go talk to your professor, not me. But those of us who were first generation perhaps didn't have those support systems, and I think that's exactly what we're trying to do. I hear from students all the time on that National Black MBA email address that I provided, and I think I'll put that in the chat again to make sure you connect with us if you have any questions. We are here to support you and to serve you and to help open up those avenues. So you've heard as a student that WGU is adamant about providing pathways to opportunities for you, especially if you are a first generation college student who hasn't had the same support that others have. I'm going to copy that email here because if any questions we didn't get to today or you think about them later, you get sometimes I do my best thinking when I'm running. This evening I'm running and I think of a question. There's our email address so that you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to support you.
Yes, and let me go ahead. I'll stop the recording too.